Disclaimer: this video is intended solely for educational and informational purposes. We will explore sensitive topics, such as propaganda and manipulation, to gain a deeper understanding of their effects on society. None of the information presented here promotes any ideology or actions that could be considered offensive, harmful, or misleading. Welcome to a new episode of Curiosity Chronicles. As we go about our daily lives, we often see headlines that tug at our emotions. But have you ever stopped to wonder, who might be pulling the strings behind the scenes? Picture a puppet master, orchestrating reactions and shaping opinions, without us even noticing. Today we'll dive into the fascinating world of manipulation in social and political contexts. Before we start, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. It's a small gesture with a big impact, just like the manipulation we're uncovering today. Let's jump in. 1. Historical examples of political manipulation. When we talk about political manipulation, history offers us countless examples. Let's dive deeper into some notable instances. Disinformation during World War II. The totalitarian regime in Germany used every possible means to control public opinion. Propaganda films, posters, and radio broadcasts were used to create fear, loyalty, and a sense of purpose among the German population. One of the regime's propaganda leaders famously stated, "A lie told often enough becomes the truth." This wasn't just a quote. It was a strategy applied with devastating effect, ensuring that the Nazi ideology was deeply embedded in the minds of citizens. Cold War manipulation. The Cold War saw both the USA and the Soviet Union manipulating information to maintain control over their populations and create an image of power. In the United States, Red Scare campaigns fueled fear of communism, using mass media to paint communists as dangerous threats to the nation. Meanwhile, the Soviet Union used films and cultural propaganda to portray the West as corrupt, reinforcing the idea that their socialist model was superior. This intense psychological warfare impacted not only domestic audiences, but also had a global influence. Cultural Revolution in China. Led by Mao Zedong in the 1960s, the Cultural Revolution was another example of large-scale manipulation. Propaganda played a crucial role in mobilizing the masses, eliminating opposition, and cementing Communist Party control. The Little Red Book was a powerful symbol, filled with Mao's teachings, and citizens were expected to carry it everywhere. The Red Guards, often composed of zealous young people, were encouraged to denounce even their own family members if they appeared disloyal to the communist ideology. Propaganda in North Korea. In modern times, the Kim dynasty in North Korea has used state propaganda to control perceptions, portraying Kim Jong-un as a national hero and savior. School curricula, mass parades, and state-controlled media are meticulously crafted to ensure that the leader is seen as infallible. People are kept isolated from external information, creating a reality where the state is seen as the sole source of truth. World War I propaganda. During World War I, all major powers used propaganda to justify their involvement and to mobilize their citizens. Posters depicted the enemy as monstrous figures, instilling fear and hatred. Governments used false stories of enemy atrocities to rally support for the war effort, creating a narrative that positioned their actions as righteous and just. The French Revolution. The years leading up to the French Revolution were marked by widespread use of pamphlets, caricatures, and satirical writing to demonize the monarchy. Caricatures of Queen Marie Antoinette portrayed her as indifferent to the suffering of the French people, and widely circulated pamphlets fostered public anger against the ruling elite. This media campaign played a significant role in shaping public opinion and accelerating the revolutionary movement. Political manipulation is not just a relic of history. It persists today, albeit in more sophisticated forms. Let's analyze how public opinion manipulation works in the context of modern media. 2. Manipulation of public opinion through media. The role of the media. The media plays a crucial role in shaping public opinion. Have you noticed how certain news headlines are constructed to evoke panic or create a distorted image of an event? For instance, the portrayal of protests often varies significantly. Some outlets depict them as peaceful demonstrations, while others present them as violent mobs. This framing is not accidental. It often reflects the interests and biases of the media outlet. A famous instance is the Watergate scandal, where American media exposed corruption at the highest levels of government. While this was a triumph of investigative journalism, it also highlighted the power of media to shape public perception. The decision to cover certain stories and the way they are covered can significantly influence public attitudes. Another example is the conflicts in the former Yugoslavia, where both Serbian and Croatian media used propaganda to incite ethnic hatred. Shocking images and partisan narratives were employed to dehumanize the enemy, escalating violence and legitimizing atrocities. Media outlets, often influenced by nationalist agendas, contributed directly to the conflict by framing the other side as the ultimate evil. Today, media outlets manipulate public opinion by selectively presenting information, a tactic known as agenda setting. For example, if an important environmental protest is underreported, the public may perceive it as unimportant, while a less significant scandal may be blown out of proportion. Agenda setting directs public attention towards certain topics while neglecting others, thus shaping perceptions and priorities. Research shows that strong emotions, such as fear or anger, attract more attention than neutral facts. This explains why sensationalism is so prevalent in the news. Have you ever questioned the information you consume? For example, I once encountered a news story online claiming that a popular actor had died, only to see him giving an interview on TV the next day. It made me realize the importance of fact-checking and being critical of the information we consume. 3. The role of propaganda and social manipulation. Propaganda today. Propaganda is not just a historical phenomenon. It remains very relevant today. A clear example is the ongoing information warfare between Russia and the West. Fake news, troll campaigns, and contradictory narratives are used to create confusion and undermine trust. This flooding strategy relies on the idea that if people are bombarded with enough conflicting information, they will stop trusting anything altogether. During the Arab Spring, authoritarian governments attempted to control the flow of information through censorship and the spread of fake news. Their goal was to delegitimize the protest movements and maintain power. In Egypt, for instance, state-controlled media portrayed protesters as foreign agents, hoping to erode public support for the uprising. Brexit also offers a case study in propaganda's effectiveness. Simplified and emotional messages like "take back control" were more effective in swaying public opinion than detailed policy arguments. Misleading statistics and sensational claims were widely circulated, and by the time they were fact-checked, they had already left a significant mark on voters' decisions. In India, political campaigns on social media leveraged polarizing messages to sway voters. Fake news and manipulated content were used to create divisions and foster mistrust among different communities. This approach illustrates how propaganda, when combined with modern technologies, can shape the political landscape. To make these points more relatable, let's look at recent case studies. U.S. presidential elections, 2016 and 2020. The 2016 and 2020 U.S. elections highlight how social media has become a powerful tool for political manipulation. Disinformation campaigns and micro-targeting allowed political messages to be tailored to individual fears and biases, resulting in highly effective influence strategies. In 2016, foreign influence campaigns targeted specific groups with fake news and propaganda to sway voting preferences. The use of fake accounts and bots to amplify these messages created an illusion of widespread support for particular viewpoints. The Cambridge Analytica scandal. This scandal involved the collection of Facebook user data to create psychological profiles that were used to influence voter behavior. Personalized messages were sent to individuals based on their susceptibility to certain emotions, such as fear or hope. The power of such targeted manipulation lies in its ability to bypass rational decision-making, instead directly exploiting emotional vulnerabilities. Myanmar and the Rohingya crisis. Social media played a critical role in the violence against the Rohingya minority in Myanmar. Disinformation campaigns spread via Facebook dehumanized the Rohingya, inciting hatred and violence. This case demonstrates how modern technologies can be weaponized to manipulate entire populations, with devastating consequences. 4. Impact of social networks on manipulation. Social networks and algorithmic amplification. Social networks have taken manipulation to another level. Platforms use algorithms that prioritize sensational content, often content that evokes strong emotional reactions, to maximize user engagement. This phenomenon, known as algorithmic amplification, can create echo chambers, where users are only exposed to content that reinforces their existing beliefs. This lack of exposure to diverse viewpoints can lead to increased polarization. A significant recent example is the COVID-19 pandemic, where misinformation about vaccines, treatments, and origins spread rapidly. Many people fell victim to false claims due to the prioritization of sensational posts by social media algorithms. This shows how misinformation can have real-world consequences, affecting public health and safety. Deepfakes are another emerging challenge. These AI-generated videos can be highly convincing, making it difficult to discern fact from fiction. The implications of deepfakes are significant. They could be used to fabricate events, discredit individuals, or spread false information, making it increasingly challenging to trust what we see and hear online. Manipulation in social and political contexts is not just a topic for discussion. It has real effects on our lives. Recognizing these tactics is the first step to resisting them in our daily interactions. If you found this video insightful, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. While clicking the subscribe button won't manipulate anyone, it will help us bring more discussions like this one. Thank you for joining us today. If you have questions or want to delve deeper into this topic, leave a comment below. Have you faced misinformation directly? How did you manage it? Sharing your experiences can be invaluable to others. To summarize, always stay curious and informed, question the information you consume, and remember to cross-check facts using multiple reliable sources. Until next time, stay skeptical of information. In a world flooded with data, it's not just what we consume that matters, but how we think critically about it. So stay strong, stay curious. We'll see you in the next video.